I'm the cousin that has migrated from being by Debbie and Kimmy and their family and my Uncle Freddie to the West Coast out here where I live by John and my uncle. My Uncle Gordy and Ree, who I thought the world of, back to the West Coast of Florida by Maureen and Kevin and Brian and Nathan. And the greatest thing about our family reunions that I loved to attend was the dysfunctionality of the whole thing. I mean, I remember the time that my Uncle Gordy got selected to be in a commercial for Tylenol. Talking about how they're going to have their anniversary. What are you going to get your wife? And what did he say, John? What was it that he was?
Gordon Wallace, I think.
Yeah. But
he took the Tylenol then.
But he was going to have his anniversary. How did the commercial go? And what are you going to buy your wife?
So it sounded like, he said, I just went out and got her a nice card.
Yes.
But he actually got her, I guess, flowers and something else, and that guy.
But it was the
commercial.
It was the funniest response. I mean, Gordy was just a trip, and then you had Ree, who just really complimented him. I mean, the two of them. And if anything, I miss family being close by. I love all of y'all. And thank God Ree was there. As my mom got older, my dad passed, Gordy had passed. It broke my heart when my dad passed, and Gordy really became kind of my second father, And I talked to him a lot, and then when he got to where he couldn't have conversation, it just broke my heart. And then my mom passed, but before my mom passed, my Aunt Ree was so instrumental in keeping her grounded, And it's so important for people to be relevant, feel relevant. And then when she couldn't, it just broke my heart,
She loved you.
I loved them all. I loved Ree, Gordy, Uncle Ed, Uncle Freddie, who used to drive me nuts when I was a kid as my dentist, I mean, the best thing I can say is that everybody, to Ree, I mean, her grandkids, I mean, the two of y'all, I mean, she couldn't say enough things about you guys on the phone to me. And I just loved her. And it just, I'm gonna miss them all. I look forward to, seeing them in the future. And I remember one experience when I was with your uncle, your dad, my uncle, and I can't remember what golf course it was on, but he took me down, and I rode in the golf cart, and I can't even remember who we were with, but it just, the things that he would do with me as a nephew, San Francisco Giant games a couple of times, and, I mean, I remember the trip coming up from Florida, and I had fell and cracked my teeth. And but I had gone to the dentist and they thought everything was okay, but we were down, and it was my mom and grandma, John, Annie Ree, and Uncle Gordy, and we were heading back up to Tennessee, and that was on a Sunday, and my teeth started hurting me, and we're coming back, and I was in pain. I was having to try to get cold water to keep my teeth from hurting, and Uncle Gordy slapped me on the knee when I was in the middle of the front seat because I was complaining so much. And and Aunt Ree gave me a 5 milligram Valium. To try to help with the pain, and it just didn't even dent it. And but when we got back up to Tennessee, I ended up at the dentist, and you know they had to do root canals and all that sort of thing. Excuse me. But and then when he found that out, he just felt so bad. But I mean, I love talking on the phone with your mom, and you know it. I mean, here's my aunt, and she was 90, and she's telling me about going to, I can't remember what year it was, so it may have been a little bit earlier than that, but tell me about the World Series that she went to with John.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who else went.
2014.
And I had no idea. And she was telling me about, you know, that I said, well, how much did tickets cost, Aunt Reed? She said, $500. I said, oh my God. She said, I'd do it again. And my mom could, you know, she could stretch a nickel into a dime, and I could stretch $1 into a nickel. And in no way, shape, or form could she ever spend $500 to go see the World Series. But, you know, and then she told me about players for the Giants, and I'm like, oh, this is my older aunt that's telling me about, just knew everything about the Giants. I mean, I just, anyways, just great memories of family and being close at different times all around the, you know, the table. But I'm looking forward to seeing her again and the rest of them. Thank you.